Every so often, an event comes along so rare that it shocks us to our very core, combining entertainment, intricate knowledge, charisma, and devilishly good looks.
Boring!
Man, shut up and talk hoops.
Welcome to NBA Jam!
Here's the tip! Delivers the facial! Head fake! Coleman! Jams it in! To Worthy! No way! To Coleman! He's heating up!
We're recording. We can get into it anytime we want.
All right, shall we?
Okay, everybody, depending on when you're listening to this, Merry Christmas if you are listening around Christmas. Shit, it's only a couple of days away.
Tomorrow, dude.
We are currently recording on the 23rd.
24th.
Shit.
Today's the 24th, bro. Merry Christmas, everyone.
We are currently recording on the 24th of December. It's been a wild few days. First of all, we've got to give a shout out.
We do.
Our shirts.
How awesome are these, eh? $35.95 for those who are interested.
Now, I'm going to get off mic for a second here.
Go on, display the big shirt. Go on. Nice, Clay. Old head hoops with Clay and Moss. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. They do look fucking awesome though, don't they?
A lot better than I thought. Yeah, as I do like to just demolish the fourth wall between us and our viewers and our listeners. This logo was a long, long process. And I've got a lot of thanks that's got to go out to ChatGPT for helping me with that. But this is kind of like the concept I had, but I wanted something a little bit more realistic. And I Facebook stalked you and found a bunch of your photos of your ugly mug and got a bunch of mine. And I was trying to animate them. I mean, I wasn't going to do it realism, but I was trying to animate them. And I couldn't find any fucking way to make it happen to look half decent. And when I'd get one of our heads looking how I wanted it, the other one was just a completely different style and I just couldn't match it up. And then finally I'm like, oh, fuck. Like I'd animated it to the point where I was happy with the outline.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, why don't I just work with the outlines? And then I worked with the outlines and there's this neon thing seems to be quite in at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of like the blue and the pink neon.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And it works really well on the black, man.
Yeah, like I really love it. So, yeah, I just kind of said, do these outlines and animate them. And that's kind of what it spat out. I changed the coloring a little bit and the lettering, but I never thought it would translate well to a T-shirt. Like it's just too much going on and too many neon colors, and it just come out fucking mint.
It did. It really did. I was so impressed when I saw them at first, and straight away I said, Clay's going to fucking love these.
Yeah. So how much are we charging viewers and listeners for that?
Initially I thought $39.95, but we're happy to do a Christmas special, $34.95.
This is like, do you remember back in the day, Luigi, who would do the WA Salvage? We're not paying a $39.95.
It's not fancy, but it's cheap.
Well, it is fancy.
And it's
not
that cheap.
Reasonable. Reasonable.
By today's prices, yes, I think $34.95 is a bargain.
Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, no, pretty happy with this, and this is going to be, I think, our attire.
I think so. Oh, I think we could evolve into polos, maybe long sleeve shirts, a whole range.
I'm not really a polo guy.
Yeah, but I think sometimes we need to up the ante a little bit. So nothing wrong with the collar.
Our poor viewing public have had to watch you polo shirting it for the first 6 episodes of this fucking pod.
No.
And in reality, it's been 2 recording sessions, but you've had polos both times.
It is lucky I haven't come straight from work in a shirt and tie, though.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
just say?
That wouldn't be so bad. We could do like a yin and a yang thing because I don't even own a shirt and tie or a suit. Well, you are going to be the guy to introduce our episode, but how about I just whet the appetite a little bit by taking you down memory lane?
Let's go.
Welcome to NBA Jam.
I love it.
How many times have we heard that growing up?
Maybe way too many.
It's
imprinted into my brain. How do you know straight away what that music's introducing?
That means $1 of our money has just gone down into a machine.
God. So, 1993, October. Let me paint the picture. Mark Turnell, the lead designer from Midway, created NBA Jam. So, what is NBA Jam? It's an arcade machine, 2-on-2 players, NBA rosters, and you pick 2-on-2 games and you pick 2 of the players from each of those rosters. Now, I remember back in the day, Clay, around that time, heading down to the Blockbuster/Video Easy video store right around the corner from our house, playing 3 particular games: Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
That was my game.
And then, what the fuck was this? NBA Jam. Just as we were starting to look into basketball and everything else, this freaking machine rocked up. Oh, my Lord. Now, I have no idea how much money and how many 20 cents and 50 cent coins I put into that machine. And I'm sure you're the same. We spent a lot of time there, not borrowing videos, but sitting down and playing NBA Jam.
I'd actually forgotten to talk about NBA Jam on our very first episode. Go back and watch our first episode. That was basically the origin story of our basketball love.
Yes.
And yeah, as you just said, that the game came out right when everything was going on. You know, the NBA was exploding, the Charlotte Hornets were rocking the teal shit, and basketball and hip hop were colliding, and fashion and the dream team. Yeah, and NBA Jam.
It felt like the last piece because, you know, NBA was exploding around the world. Michael Jordan was an iconic figure worldwide. Everyone was tuning in. The NBL was taking off in Australia. Culturally, everyone was jumping on to, you know, Jordan sneakers and the whole lot. But the gaming fraternity really didn't have anything at that point.
We had nothing like that.
No.
All of the games up until that point were pretty just run-of-the-mill basic games.
Clunky, sort of. There was, you know, I think it was Lakers versus Celtics. It was one of the games. Jordan versus Bird, again, very clunky, which we did play a lot. Nothing as much fun as this. NBA Jam was over-exaggerated, comic book style, you know, crazy dunks, players doing crazy shit, and you could just do it with everyone, and it was like no rules allowed. It was freaking awesome.
Absolutely. And my worst moment ever as an NBA Jam player was friend of the pod, Paul Smith. Smitty, I know you're listening or you're watching. Not a baller, but a gamer. And my feeling was, hey, look, you've obviously got the dexterity. You're a gamer. You know how to control things. But just with a little bit of basketball strategy, just a little bit of pick and roll and just kind of knowing where to pick my spots and where to arrange my players.
And you know the players.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect Spitty knows the players, but you would know the players.
And I thought I was going to roll over the fucking top of it, fucking steamroll him. And because I'm a nice guy, I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I'm like, I'm just going to take it easy on the guy. Now, we weren't playing on an arcade, so there were no joysticks and the 2-button arrangement, which is what I'm very much used to. It was, the fucking whatever controller it was. I couldn't work my way around this fucking controller. Could not work my way around. And he was feeding me bourbon. He was feeding me way too much. But Smitty, you were feeding me way too much bourbon.
That sounds like an excuse, bro.
Yeah, so this was all part of his strategy. I'm sitting there trying to pick and roll him to death, and he's just trying to get me paralytic drunk. And it worked. And I proceeded to not take a game off him all fucking night.
So he beat you every single time.
I did not win a game. And
Smitty, you legend.
I gradually got more and more pissed off. And I'm gradually moving to, like, I started off with just like the players that I enjoyed, but not my A team kind of players I would go for. And then in the end,
you underestimated the fuck out of Smitty, didn't you?
In the end, I'm just throwing everything at him. I'm throwing Kemp and Peyton at him. I'm fucking throwing Penny and Shaq. I'm just throwing everybody at him, and just couldn't win a fucking game. So, friend of the pod, Smitty, fuck you very much. Fuck you very much. We're going to have a replay one day on an actual arcade game where I know the controllers.
I hope to God he still smashes you, though. He must probably
He
will.
probably will. Watch this space. Watch this space. He's pretty good at games.
That'll be an update after a next pod after Clay gets his ass handed to him.
Yeah, thank you very much for that.
So, NBA Jam, the rules and how it played. Technically, there was no rules. It was 2 players versus 2 players, and you had to team up with 2 of those players and play against either the computer or another person. You could run with the ball, you could shoot the ball, you could pass the ball, you could smash into people, block shots, the whole lot. One of the best elements of it, though, was when you were heating up. When the players started to get warm, hit 2 shots in a row.
Absolutely.
He's heating up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you heard that, you needed to hit the next shot, because if you hit the next shot, what would happen?
Oh, have I got that one on here?
He's on fire.
Yes,
There
and
we
you were
go.
raining fire.
It was just, you wouldn't think that absurdist, kind of gameplay would work with a game of basketball, which is very, I guess, ground bound and strategic. But I really love the superhero element of it all. Just jumping fucking 3 stories high and doing backflips and front flips and running a mark. And then you get on fire and you see the smoke trailing from the ball. And instantly when you get on fire, you're not looking for a 2-point shot.
Nah, you're shooting from everywhere and deep.
You're just looking to rain down from heaven. Yeah, it was just such a good game like that.
And you kept being on fire until you missed a shot, but you wouldn't miss a shot unless someone punched you or hit you. So you could just nail it until they smashed you.
Yeah. And that's why you kind of, the worst part of that game was choosing a duo where you would easily get knocked down.
Yes.
And fucking, you might be on fire and then maybe Charles Oakley on the other team just comes along and just throws you into the front row and then just lopes down the court for a little fucking layup. And you're like, motherfuck. Yeah, so there was a bit of strategy behind who you chose.
Oh, 100%.
Back in the day.
I still think it was the precursor to the current NBA. You were really effective if you chose players that were 3-ballers and could drop and rain it down from 3-point range. And so the best team, if you ask me, the one I used to...
Now that you say that, it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, it totally was.
You had to have a big bruising interior presence and 3-point shots. How often did you take 15 to 18-foot jump shots in that game? No. So it was the current NBA.
Correct.
Fucking hell. They were way ahead of their time.
And so the best team that I used to love playing with, just because they were so effective from 3-point range, was Golden State. It was Golden State. It was Run DMC. It was Run TMC, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, and Mitch Richmond. And you'd always team up Hardaway and Mullin and just bomb it from range.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Now, controversially though, in 1993, when NBA Jam was released, it did not have the GOAT.
No.
No Michael Jordan.
He didn't need anybody else to.
It would have been 1-on-2.
But I mean, realistically, he knew that his brand was strong enough on its own. He didn't need the additional branding of this game.
Which is a shame. Totally understandable, though.
I wonder how he feels about it now. Like honestly, I wonder, like with the mega success of the game, I wonder how his ego, because he's in other basketball games, right?
Yeah, so NBA
in
2K, all of that. Yep, he's definitely there. And they've gone with nostalgic versions of Jordan too in that. So you know how, I don't know if you play NBA 2K.
No, I don't.
So I'm now reliving that with a young son and PS5. In NBA 2K, you can play the old rosters from 90s, 80s, and everything else. And you can also play the greatest rosters for particular teams. So you team up Jordan, Derrick Rose, Scottie Pippen, all on the same team. They most probably can pick up Giddy now in that too. That'd be a really interesting lineup. Oh, shit. So NBA Jam, right? Duos, it's a perfect opportunity to rank the top 10 duos of all time.
So
are you in?
Bro.
Here's the tip.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So on the basis of how NBA Jam worked, I thought I'd propose the top 15 duos from a list that I've created on the criteria, which is very simple. They need to have played 3 seasons, minimum, full seasons together.
3 full, complete seasons.
Complete seasons. They need to have achieved something, either individually or winning a championship. So when I say achieve something, either an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year award, or things like that, or as they played together, they've won a championship.
So 3 seasons together, winning championships or individual accolades, and no mid-season trades to contribute to your team, to your years together. And all right, I've got the criteria in my head.
Yeah. So that's it. So it's pretty broad, but I'm only going to give you 15. From the 15, I want you to knock out the 5 of them, so that way they become honorable mentions, and then we'll rank 10 to 1 or 1 to 10, whatever's easier for you.
And I'm allowed to mention how terrible you are for not putting certain duos in?
No.
That means yes.
You can raise them in there, most probably at the end, and if you want to take me on that, that's fine.
All right.
But it is a 15 that I've selected that meets my criteria that I put to you, and then we'll go from there.
Let me get my interesting, beautiful children's red notebook from school.
If he loses that notebook, he's totally fucked. You know that.
My kids are not going through school anymore. So. Oh, no, I do still have one going through school. That's how well I know my kids.
You do?
I do. Hello, son.
All right.
From
so
loving dad.
I'm going to throw you the 15 in no particular order. We'll talk about them a little bit, I guess, and pros and cons of why they should or shouldn't be in your top 10.
Okay.
But then we'll come back and rank them.
Okay.
But if you decide as we go through that they're out straight away, or they're in your top 10, or they're a maybe, just mention that and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right.
No particular order.
No particular order at this stage. And coming at you with the first one off the rank, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
So Westbrook.
Yep.
Russ and KD.
8 seasons together between 2008 and 2016.
Poor KD.
1 NBA Finals appearance. When they played together, they dropped a shitload. So KD was averaging nearly 28 points per game, 7.7 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1 steal and 1 block. Westbrook playing point guard, not really hitting his crazy triple-double stage. That was more towards the end, but still as while they were playing together. 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.7 steals, and a little bit of a block. Best season together was 2011-12. Durant dropping 28, 8 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Westbrook dropping close to 24, 5.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists.
See, I love Russ more in that 22, 7, and 7 range that you mentioned earlier on. Don't you reckon, because he came out of UCLA as more of a defensive player.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Russ at let's not even go as far to say first team. Imagine Russ giving you 22, 7, and 7 with all NBA second or third team level defense. I mean, are you taking that guy or are you taking 30 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, fucking dominating everything, Russ, from his MVP year?
And my problem is his stats when he's, doing all of that were just inflated with the way they played, right?
Yeah.
They opened it up so that way he'd grab those fucking rebounds off the missed free throws.
Stephen Adams was his job was to block out.
Just so that way Russ could get the rebound.
Give him the fucking boards.
So put that to one side, asterisks on all of that. When he's turned on defensively and he's not looking to create his own shot every single time down the floor, Russ is a very effective player.
Yeah, early Russ, I really liked early Russ. Didn't like who he became, and now he's just hung on that a little bit too long, even though he did hit the game-winning shot.
Fucking prick against
Sacramento. All right, number 1 in the books. That's a maybe.
A maybe, all right.
I'll put a question mark next to that one.
I'll put a question mark there. All right. Next duo off the list. James Harden and Chris Paul playing for the Houston Rockets. Played 3 seasons, 2017 to 2019. They achieved a 65-win season and a Western Conference Finals, grinding into the Golden State Warriors machine at the time.
Yeah.
So, career averages together. Now, these are impressive, especially because Harden's numbers were insane during that time. 29.5 points per game, 7.8 assists, 6.3 rebounds, 1 point, nearly 2 steals a game. Chris Paul, 17 points, 9 assists per game, 4.4 rebounds, and again, 1.5 steals. Best season together, 2017-18. Harden dropping 30, 8.8 assists, 5.4 rebounds. Chris Paul, 18.6 points per game and 8 assists per game.
Listen.
And you know what? They nearly made the finals, that team. They
Where
really nearly made the finals.
Where I give this duo its props is that the league had essentially given up on playing the Warriors.
Yeah, good point.
And Harden and Houston in particular gave a fuck enough to load up their team and try and challenge them. And they did. They gave more of a challenge than any of the Eastern Conference was going to give them. And I am a fan of Paul. I do like Chris Paul. Not much of a fan of Harden. I don't really like that style of game.
Chris Paul's such a dick.
Yes, definitely. And man, Harden was a real Iron Man back then too. He never missed a fucking game. But Paul, I think Paul cost him that year. He injured his hammy.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about
my problem with Harden also is he disappears in the clutch, man.
Oh yeah,
too often.
Yeah,
too often.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So as far as them as a duo for the all-timers, I'm going to have to give it the old...
Get that out of here!
Boy, out they go.
Yeah, they're gone.
So they are an honourable mention at best.
Out.
Gone. All right. That's good. I agree with that, actually.
Good.
Next on the list, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Giannis and Chris.
So giving them props, they played 10 seasons together and were NBA champions. Career averages whilst playing together. Giannis, 26.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals and a block. Middleton, and this is very serviceable, 17.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, a steal and half a block. Best season together, 2020-21, their premiership season. Giannis, 28 points per game, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Middleton, 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. Very complimentary, these two.
Yep. A definite 1 and 2. There's no 1A and 1B going on here. That's a 1
Yeah,
and
really
a 2.
defined roles for these two, yeah?
So Russ and KD, I believe there's a definite 1 and 2 there, but Russ
would dispute that.
But no, he'd be the one.
Correct.
But,
what the fuck are you talking about?
But yeah, there's definitely a 1A and B situation. Harden and Paul, there's probably a 1 and a 2 there. But this is probably our first definite 1 and 2, like clearly defined, and each person sees himself in that role.
Yeah. And happy with that role and plays that role extremely well.
And Middleton, man, you've got to give him his props. You know,
underrated, but very effective.
But came up from pretty much nothing, built himself in Detroit into a, I guess, trade chip, really developed in Milwaukee.
And there was a while there. He was deadly from outside, man.
He's just 40% automatic.
Yeah.
And he was also good in the mid-range, good post player, really good from that elbow, and good facilitator. I mean, he was just good at everything. Great defender. Just the perfect all-round player to put next to Giannis.
Correct.
A sniper, reliable, a clutch player.
And there was a span of about 3 years where Giannis was the best player in the world for a while there.
Yeah. Because while you were talking, I was just sitting there thinking, I don't know whether I would have gone Giannis and Middleton or Giannis and Holiday. Drew.
Oh, yeah, but I think Middleton's numbers are better.
Yeah, and he does have more accolades and
not as good as defender as Holiday, but he did more.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I talked myself into that. 1 chip. I'm gonna put them in the.
He's heating up.
The heating up is the maybe.
The maybe.
All right. So I'm gonna put them in the maybe.
Do they crack the top?
Only because I don't know what's coming. And
so with your maybes, we're going to come back when we do the top 10 and we'll go through your definites and your maybes and see who falls in and out.
Once I've heard them all, I'll know where I want to go.
Gotcha. Perfect. Love it. All right. Next, Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol for the LA Lakers.
Kobe and Pau.
Played 6 seasons together between 2008 and 2014. 2-time NBA champions. Career averages together. Interestingly, quite similar to our previous. So Kobe at 26 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, half a block. Gasol, 17.4 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.5 blocks. Best season, 09-10, 2009-10. Kobe at 27 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Oh, very nice numbers. Gasol, 18.3 points per game, 11.3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game.
Hard not to put them in. And Powell, even though he's a Hall of Famer, probably doesn't get the props he deserves.
I absolutely agree.
And I didn't personally give him props back in the day when he was coming up through Memphis, because he did have that rep as being a bit of a soft European.
Soft, yeah.
And yeah, was it Kobe's influence that hardened him up?
100%.
The Mamba mentality?
Yeah, for sure. And look, you know there's mutual respect between these two. And Kobe was that hard ass that wouldn't respect you unless you showed him in training that you deserved his respect. So by the time that Powell was ready to go and these guys teamed up, there was clearly mutual respect between the two. And I think Kobe definitely pushed Powell to take that next level, that reliable championship caliber level.
But Powell definitely, I noticed I haven't looked at the stats, but I noticed just visually with his game, he became a much more prolific rebounder, and he was more of a dog down in the post. I mean, he was only sort of around that 8-9 boards, as I recall, in Memphis, and then he was easily in the 11+ range, playing with Kobe and blocking more shots. Yeah. I definitely liked his game a lot more with LA.
Yep.
And there was a time there. Obviously, they played my boys in 08 and got thumped in Game 7 in the biggest Game 7 loss in.
Was that 40 points?
39 points.
39.
Yeah, the biggest game deciding margin in NBA history. But the next 2 years when they went back to back, I honestly thought they were going to win 4 in a row. Like they just seemed inevitable.
Yeah.
You were just looking at them going, where is their weakness?
And I would even argue far even better as complementary players than Giannis and Chris.
Oh, yeah, because you've got more of an inside-outside sort of, and Powell, this is a little bit controversial, but Powell was a lot more skilled. He was definitely a more skilled post player than Giannis.
Better passer.
And probably a higher IQ, higher basketball IQ. I get really nervous when I talk about people's IQ on the court. That can't bleed over into
just general IQ.
Yeah, just I'm a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But Powell was just so cerebral, and that's probably why Kobe loved him.
Yeah.
Because he understood the game. Like he was obviously a very polished player in the Olympics as well. 2 chips. I mean, all right, let's chuck them in.
Oh, they're in your top 10.
Let's chuck them in.
Boom shakalaka!
Hey.
All right.
You're going in for the dunk.
That's my first in.
First top 10. All right. Now, this is going back years. Now, I again can't say that I ever watched these guys play, but looking at the numbers, and I'm a historian, so I do like to understand how the great players back in the day also played. I'm going to give you Bill Russell and John Havlicek from the Boston Celtics. Played 7 seasons together, 1962 to 69. But out of those 7 seasons, they were 6-time NBA champions.
62 to 69. Now, before you go on, did you think about Russell and Cousy?
I did, but Havlicek's numbers were better.
Yeah, Havlicek's numbers are going to be better, but Cousy was a multiple-time MVP.
I know.
And they won 6 titles together as well.
I know, but this is my fucking list though, bro.
Okay, true.
No, but I understand the argument. I totally do. But just on the pure numbers, and considering they still won 6 championships together, I did go this way. But I think you can chuck a Cousy in there just as easy.
Yeah. And I'm going to come to the same response anyway at the end of it. So go ahead.
So achievements, Russell, 5 times MVP, Havlicek, a finals MVP. Career averages together, obviously this is looking at back in the day. So whatever that era was able to allow and what they were doing in that era. And there's some crazy shit in here. So Russell, 18 points per game, 22 rebounds per game.
And about 19,000 blocks before they started recording them.
Yeah, so I've got an asterisk here that says 2 blocks per game, but I reckon that's not what it fucking was.
He would have had 2 blocks every quarter.
Yeah, I know. So let's say 8.
Yeah.
4.5 assists, 1.5 steals, but again, asterisks on that. Havlicek, 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists with about 2 steals chucked in. Their best season together, Russell, 1967-68. Russell at 18 points per game and 22.5 rebounds. Havlicek dropping 24 points per game and about 7 rebounds.
Now, everybody knows that I'm a Celtics fan. I've got my main man here, Larry Bird, and I'm an absolute Bill Simmons worshipper.
We love you, Bill Simmons.
Got Bill Simmons' book up there. Have you seen that? The Book of Basketball?
I did not notice that.
I encourage everybody, Bill Simmons, The Book of Basketball, and Bill Simmons on The Ringer. You should be listening to Bill Simmons. He is the guy. He's the preeminent voice in basketball, the best basketball historian, and certainly not impartial to the Celtics at all.
And he says that, thank fuck, because if he didn't, it's sort of pretty stupid.
All right. So, and Celtics Nation. Anybody who hasn't seen that Celtics Nation documentary series from Bill Simmons, you've got to watch it. Celtics Nation. Watch Celtics Nation.
Can I confess I haven't watched that yet?
Holy fuck. It's actually really good because it goes right back to the Cousy Russell Celtics and then goes through all of Bill Russell's unbelievable, the role he played in the civil rights movement as well, coming through.
Okay.
He was right up there with Muhammad Ali in that space.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously he was friends with Muhammad Ali as well. It's worth watching, even if you're not a basketball fan, and especially if you're not a Celtics fan. But if you are a fan of basketball or civil rights or general history,
does it dig into the craziness and the racist Boston crowd?
1,000%. Hey, Bill Simmons, he
doesn't shy away from that.
He cops a lot of shit for being a homer, but he is a truthful historian, and he goes right into it. And not to do with Russell's era, but it goes quite in depth about Reggie Lewis's passing. Like it goes in depth fully into his career and how the Celtics were really on the rise. And he was at that point in that 92-93 season, he was one of the preeminent two guards.
He was going to take over the team from Bird. That was the transition, right?
But in the league itself, like he was right up there in that tier behind Jordan in that 2-guard spot. He was 6'8", he was lean, he could do everything. He was a defender. And he was
Tracy McGrady before Tracy McGrady.
He was an unreal player. And then, like, honestly, when I was watching the doco, I was devastated. Like when they showed him collapsing on the court, and in my mind, I'd always thought that's where he died, but he didn't.
Oh,
he collapsed on the court, and then went and got all of his testing done. They identified the heart issue, basically told him to retire. You've got to retire.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay away from the court, and then he was practicing.
Oh shit!
He was practicing and he died. There was one of the Celtics, I think. He was playing pickup hoops. Anyway, somebody heard the ball bouncing, and then they kind of just heard the ball stop bouncing, and everything went really quiet.
Just collapsed.
And then he died on the court practicing.
So no, I didn't know. I thought he was training, had a heart attack, and died then and there. So they actually knew and warned him, and he's still the love of the game.
And
Reggie.
And in that game, this is another thing I didn't realize until I watched Bill Simmons, Celtics Nation. We love you, Bill Simmons. We love you, Road.
And Phillips.
And Black Magic. And Sony.
Yes, don't forget Sony.
Can't forget Sony. So that game when he collapsed on the court, he played the rest of the game.
You're joking.
I didn't know all this either. You'd think he's collapsed, something's going on. He went back to the bench, and the medical staff kind of saw to him, and he was insisting he was okay. They called a couple of timeouts. He came back onto the court and played more of that game.
Jesus Christ.
And then, as I say, it wasn't until later, like a week or two later, that he was practicing on his own or playing pickup ball, and that's when he died. But, yeah, all of that's just a massive tangent, as we like to do.
Yep.
But, gee, when it comes to Russell, Havlicek, Kuzi, Reggie Lewis, Pierce, you've got to watch Celtics Nation. All that being said, I'll be real with you, bro. And I think I've made this very clear through the whole time we've been doing this pod. I'm never going to pretend to know something that I don't know. If I don't know, I'll just fucking tell you I don't know. And I've only done the internet sort of deep dive. I've done the documentary series, not just Celtics Nation. I've got all the Boston Celtics DVDs. So I've watched enough of Russell and that era that I can feel pretty confident in saying this guy was elite, and this team was obviously elite in a very, very small league at the time. But I don't feel comfortable ranking teams and players that I wasn't there to watch with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Probably the 80s Celtics and Lakers teams are about the earliest I will go where I feel comfortable.
Because there's so much more footage, so much more analysis of those teams. Going back to that team in the 60s is, I agree, very different.
I've never seen a full game of Russell. I've only seen parts of games. So in that sense, I would never cheat myself. I would never make myself look like an idiot. I would never sit on here on a soapbox as if my opinion came from anywhere of real substance. So for Russell and
now, if I was a prick, I'd call you out and say, get off the fucking fence. But credit to you, bro, for being open and honest about that. And I totally agree.
Look, I trust Bill Simmons, and Bill Simmons thinks that Russell is the greatest winner of all time, which he obviously is, and one of the top 5 players of all time. I totally trust that. And I've heard him talk about Havlicek. He speaks about him, unbelievably well. So if for some odd reason Simmons was sitting on his ivory throne there watching our pod, he would be punching.
And we love you, Bill Simmons.
He would be punching the screen and just saying, there's no fucking way you're ever coming onto my pod to talk to me.
You're dead to me, Clay.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the most respectful no I could ever give. Oh, Jesus Christ. See? Koozie. But yeah, the most respectful no I could ever. I can't in good conscience include them.
Yeah, but your reasoning is absolutely sound. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad about that. I chucked them in there because I needed to go back when I'm looking at the duos, but I wasn't expecting you to put them in the top 10. Makes sense. I'll give you that.
But they're in my heart.
100%.
But they get
Get that out of here!
Sorry, Russell. I'm sure he's done that a fair bit in his career.
Of course. All right. Then moving on. The next duo. Now, you've seen these guys play, so no question about this. Then you've got to decide where they go. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray from the Denver Nuggets. So they started playing together in 2016 and currently still are 8+ seasons, 1 NBA championship between them. Well, together. Individual achievements, Jokic, 3 times MVP. That's still crazy when you think about that. And he's most probably going to get number 4.
He should have already been a 4-time MVP. And
you were saying SGA didn't deserve it.
No. I'm saying Embiid didn't deserve it.
Okay, go back there. Fuck, that one stands out weirdly.
Oh, bro.
Anyway, got the finals MVP in their championship year. Murray, not so much. Most probably is a player that should be an all-star, just hasn't got there yet.
He will be this year.
If he doesn't get injured. He has a proclivity of getting injured when he's on a really good
Come
run.
on, Murray. Make this your fucking
touch
year.
wood. I never want a player to get injured, and he's the one that I'd really like to see go. Because one thing about Murray, his playoff runs, he elevates his game every single time unless he's been injured and carrying an injury. So, career averages together, and this is obviously over the 8-year span before Jokic became the best player in the world. Jokic, 20.5 points per game, 11 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.2 steals, and about a block, which still annoys me, but we know he doesn't play that type of defense. Murray, 18.2, 3.7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, a steal. So decent numbers.
Pretty good numbers.
Very good numbers. But this is what I love.
Similar to Middleton, really.
Very similar. Very. And was probably they're most probably as good shooters as each other. But this is where they set themselves apart and why I wanted to include them in here. Best playoff run 2023 when they won it. Jokic scoring a 30 clip, 13.5 rebounds and 9.5. He nearly averaged a fucking triple-double in that playoff run. But then also Murray going from 18 to 26 points per game and
Shit.
7 assists
Shit.
with 5 rebounds.
Murray is such a strange player, man. He is quite, I mean, this is just my opinion. It's my fucking pod, so I'm allowed to have my opinion. In my opinion, sorry, by the way, it's our pod. I just realized how that sounded.
I'm along for the ride.
No. We were both on the shirt. In my opinion, Murray is quite easily a top 25 player in the league. He's, to me, easily an all-star and has been for probably the last 5 years. He just can't put together a consistent...
The whole season.
Yeah, or just at the right timing. He's always very slow to start the season. This season's been different, which is going to lead to him getting his first all-star appearance. But he's always been one of these guys who's either injured to start the year or he's a little bit out of shape and he's just kind of working his way back in. And he always starts around that 18 points a game and then gradually builds up.
And he usually has a very good playoff.
And then takes over in the playoffs. But the player that he is in the playoffs is the player that he is.
Yes.
And that he could and should be at all times.
Yes.
But for some reason, he just can't seem to be that player for all 82 games and in through the playoff run. But at his peak performance, because there's all this shit about, Jokic has never played with an all-star. Like, what would Jokic's career be if he'd ever played with an all-star caliber player? Well,
he is playing.
He is.
Caliber player.
He just doesn't have that accolade.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely going.
Boom shakalaka!
They're in.
Yeah, they're in. I mean, you have to, man. You've got a 3 to 4 to 5 time MVP Jokic who...
You reckon he's going to win another 2?
I'm saying he should have won his 4th with the Embiid, and he probably will win one before he retires.
Could be this year.
It should... It just depends. OKC's starting to slide a little bit at the moment. When I say starting to slide, they've lost 3 games for the year.
Not 4.
Yeah, they've got to be in there.
Yeah, I say so.
One chip, historically, maybe not putting him in the top echelon, but...
Yeah, so here's a question. Say Jokic gets another MVP, but they don't win another premiership.
I think...
That impacts your ranking, surely it must.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, so I know with your rankings you've said individual accolades and accumulated points and all that kind of stuff matters. So do chips.
Mm.
I wouldn't weight those things equally.
No, yeah. So I didn't give you any criteria on how to weight any of the criteria.
So if this were a pie chart, I'd be putting stats at the bottom, probably at about, let's say, 25% weighting.
Yep.
I would put accolades definitely higher than that because stats don't tell the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
But championships to me, easily 40% weightage here, and whatever is
how
fucking
much
left
would you
off.
weight compatibility and complementary to each other?
I wouldn't weight it at all, simply because the championships are going to be the result.
That tells you a story. Yeah.
They're going to be the result of the compatibility. If they're not compatible, they're not going to win, are they?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think personalities don't have to be compatible. You need to be compatible on the court. So,
I was just looking down the list so far. Russ and KD weren't compatible at all. They won at a high clip because they were just both so uber talented and young and competitive, but their games didn't mesh well.
Nah, they weren't complementary.
At all.
At all.
And yet Jokic and Murray, extremely compatible.
And if, even to look back at Harden and Chris Paul, they both kind of played point guard during that time, didn't they?
Yeah.
2 very ball-hungry, ball-dominant guards, yet they still won 65 games.
Yeah. Harden was an ISO player. Chris Paul was I'm going to hold the ball and pound it into the
pick and roll.
Yeah, and Harden was a pick and roll player, but he liked to be the one in control.
Not receiving.
Yeah. So, yeah, they weren't complimentary either.
Oh.
Surprisingly, they won that higher clip.
I know, 65, eh?
Jokic and Murray in?
In. All right, next duo. And our first repeat offender on the list, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry II, Golden State Warriors. Together for 3 seasons, Man, what 3 seasons. 2016 to 2019, twice NBA champions during that run. Individual achievements, Kevin Durant 2 times finals MVP. Curry did win an MVP, but not while playing with KD. Career averages together. This is kind of ridiculous. Durant, 26.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal and a block. Curry at 25, nearly 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.5 steals, and clearly not many blocks. Best season together. Now, this gets also, just replicates what they did anyway over the time. 16-17, championship year. Durant at 25, 8.3 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block. Curry at 25 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, and nearly 2 steals.
Now, there was definitely a feeling of inevitability about the Warriors.
That 3 years was ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, you remember on...
Yes.
Yeah,
What did you say about this when this happened at the time, Clay?
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure if I know you well enough, you wouldn't have been a happy man. And I think you most probably been highly critical of KD joining the 73 win Golden State Warriors team. Tell me, what did you say? What was your thoughts? How angry were you? Did you get emotional?
I never get emotional.
No, not at all, Clay. You're as cool as a cucumber when it comes to basketball.
Posts from me. So, we'll do another shout out. The other shout out I'm going to give is to NBA Fans Down Under, which is an awesome community which we're both part of on Facebook.
It's great Facebook. There are a lot of Muppets on there, but there are a lot of really cool guys.
There are a lot of Muppets on there. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's one fucking LA Lakers fan at the moment, and I swear, like, he wouldn't have 2 cells to rub together in his brain. I swear to God. And you're just looking at it going,
I'm going to tell you names, but I know you won't, but I really wish you would. Maybe one day we will go down that path.
His initials are CG, and also just go on there, you'll find out. But I don't care if you're fucking stupid. Just don't be stupid and loud at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the problem is the stupid people don't know.
Yeah, well,
they don't
get a bit of self-awareness, stupid people, all right? And just shut the fuck up. Because what you have to say is irrelevant and silly.
And makes you look even more stupid.
You know how many fucking trolls are going to come out of the woodworks and say, hey, you should shut the fuck up as well.
Bring it.
Yeah, bring it to X. So,
yes, please do.
So our lawyer over here can deal with that. And
now that I've got leave for 2 weeks, I'm going to be really, really active.
Oh, bro, X is going to go nuts pretty soon. I've been on this community since 2016. I'm going on to 10 years now.
Shit.
And I was a lurker for a long time. It took me a while.
As Clay has mentioned in previous pods, he watches, sits in the background, and lurks.
Yeah, but I did stray from my lurkiness
because you were so impassioned and so angry you had to go vent.
So I'm assuming it was somewhere in July. It might have been July the 5th that KD actually signed. July 5th, 2016, I'm assuming, because that's when I did this post, that KD had signed with the 73 win Warriors.
After?
Who were one dick punch away from probably beating Cleveland 4-1, you could comfortably say.
Yep.
And then...
But after the Golden State Warriors knocked out KD's OKC in the conference final.
Yeah, and...
They got to Game 7?
It might have been Game 7. If it wasn't Game 7, it was at least very, very competitive where you thought to yourself, these guys, I've got a big chance of unseating them. And so I wrote, fuck me dead. I wake up to this shit. Durant, you are a cowardly motherfucker. You have single-handedly made the NBA a worse sport to watch for the next few years purely from a predictability standpoint. Anyone, and I fucking mean anyone who endorses this move is a fucking retarded cunt who doesn't know or respect the game and its history. Where's your fucking mojo, KD? Where's your fucking competitive spirit? Weak decision. I thought KD was better than this. I thought he was an old school competitor. Fuck you, KD. Fuck you very much.
So, in some context, our very good mate Shauno, shout out to Shauno in Sydney, massive Golden State Warriors fan. I do recall he called me on the day this happened and was smug as fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
And he was ranting and raving and how it was the greatest decision KD could have ever made.
I actually haven't read these before. Well, I've read them at the time, but the first reply was, so I'm guessing you're not a fan of this? Then I had some idiot with a question mark. I thought it was pretty clear. If you can't beat them, join them.
Oh, can't beat them, join. That's fucking weak as piss.
Yeah. If you've been to OKC and San Francisco, I know which one I'd rather be. And then somebody put this in, which is pretty cool. This is his tweet from 6 years ago. Good to see he practices what he preaches. Lol. So Kevin Durant, before that, put a tweet up saying, now everybody want to play for the Heat and the Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at people.
I do love the record being out there for eternity to be used against you when you do dumb shit and is contrary to your previous position.
And then another dude says 6 years of losing can cause a change of heart. Weak.
Yep.
Losing. They weren't losing.
Well, they didn't get to the promised land, but
they'd been to a final. They've been to
a final.
Two final. They were on the verge of fucking upsetting them. Where else are we? Didn't think it would happen. Like you said, next few years are ruined. Kind of felt the same when Bron went to Miami, didn't we all? But other teams won the title then, so maybe there's hope. Well, there wasn't fucking hope until he tore his Achilles and left the team. If that hadn't happened.
Do you know what? So obviously OKC put an offer in front of him. What was the offer from Golden State? Like, was it significantly more?
Money-wise.
Money-wise. It wasn't, was it?
They couldn't offer as much as OKC.
So OKC gave him the max that they could offer him?
Yeah. No, they weren't cutting corners.
Yeah.
He just had enough of Russ. he was getting the fuck out of Dodge. And what I said in response a bit further down, Westbrook might bloody well average a triple-double.
You didn't put that in there.
Right there, mate. Right there. Westbrook might bloody well average a triple-double this season just in response. I just can't imagine.
Those are the actual words he's put in his post, people.
Yeah,
I just want to put that on the record.
Yep. It's just unbelievable. But look, Steph and KD are just an absolute
Boom shakalaka!
no-brainer.
No-brainer.
One of the most devastating offensive double whammy there. I mean, efficiency. You're talking about two guys who have had 50, 40, 90 seasons. KD's just a walking 50, 40, 90. 7-foot shooter and the best shooter that's ever lived on the same team.
It's unfair.
Yeah, like I said, it was just inevitable. Like when those two got together, I just kind of threw my hands up and went, well, what's the fucking point of me even watching the league unfold? It's like, yeah, there's storylines that are going to develop throughout the season, but we know what's going to happen at the end. These guys are winning it all.
Yep.
This is just, they went 8-1 in the two championships they won. 8-1. They lost one game in two entire finals series.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's the finals. The finals is supposed to pit the best team in the East against the best team in the West. It's not supposed to be a sweep and a 4-1.
It wasn't even close.
And that's kind of how they felt at the time. And so as a duo, of course, they're going to be in. But, you know, the basketball gods, did the basketball gods snap his Achilles? I mean, I'm not trying to be a fuck.
But I think sometimes things seem to even themselves out, don't they?
Yeah. And not that I'm saying I wanted him to get hurt because
you never want that. No, not like that.
I was actually listening to that game live.
When he did his Achilles?
I was listening to the game live because I was working at the time and I'm in my machine and I'd used TuneIn Radio to get ESPN, fucking one of the ESPN channels over there. So I was playing it through the stereo in my machine and yeah, I heard him go down with the Achilles as it happened and I was just sort of like, oh, and as much as I hated his decision to join the team, like I was just gutted.
Oh, of course.
I was just gutted when Yeah. Because I really didn't want him to beat. I really didn't want Toronto to win. Because I hate Kawhi. I have never had any aspirations to be a Kawhi fan. Did you like that pun?
I did.
But yeah, no, I fucking really, it was weird how I fucking hated KD, and as a result, as a proxy, I kind of hated Golden State, but I did not want Kawhi to win that championship.
Kawhi was fucking crazy good in that.
He was phenomenally good.
That was ridiculous.
Phenomenally good. All right, stick him in.
All right.
Stick him in.
They're in. All right, next on the list, John Stockton and Karl the Mailman Malone for the Utah Jazz.
Oh.
Played from 1985 to 2003, 18 seasons together.
That's pretty wild.
2 times to the NBA Finals, coming up against the juggernaut and unstoppable force that were the Chicago Bulls at the time.
Yeah.
Individual achievements, Malone 2 times MVP, Stockton the all-time assists and steals leader. That could be caught by LeBron? How close is he to Stockton?
Nah.
Not to Stockton assists?
No, he won't get him.
Steals? No, he's not even close on steals either, is he?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Career averages while playing together. And I would argue that this is probably the most complementary statistics that 2 players can play that feed into each other. So Malone at 25 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.1 steals.
Is that for 18 years?
Yeah. And a block. I know we hate Malone, but he was just consistently pumping out the same numbers for that long.
Yeah. That is that's insane, man.
And then Stockton. So 13.5 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists for 18 years.
Yeah.
2.5 steals. 2.5 steals. That's fucking ridiculous too.
Yeah.
And whatever.
I mean, that's what Dyson Daniels averaged last year.
I know. And everyone's blowing their minds.
Yeah. And he did that for 18 years.
1996-97, when they went up against Jordan in the finals, Malone was averaging 27.4 points per game, nearly 10 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.1 steal and a block, and Stockton at 14 points per game, nearly 4 rebounds, 10.5 assists, 2.5 steals. The Utah Jazz. You either love them, and not many people do, or you really despise them.
Loved their uniforms back in the day.
Yeah.
I really did.
Purple or the white?
Yeah. I really did like their uniforms, but Stockton and Malone.
I've got a soft spot for John Stockton. I actually liked him, even though he knocked out Mike.
You like white guys?
Well, I'm not a racist like you, bro.
Is it racist if it's your own color?
I think it is.
Yeah, I guess so. I thought that was more prejudice, but okay. No, it's official. I don't like white players.
I just don't like John.
I do like Johnny Furphy, though. He's probably one of my favorite white players.
He should be getting minutes. He should be getting minutes on a team that's tanking. Give the boy minutes.
But longevity. I mean, how important is longevity?
Not when we're talking about LeBron.
No. So we can pick and choose our
100%.
our arguments here. They don't have a ring.
No.
And we're talking about the greatest duos of all time.
True.
So far, Russ and KD didn't have a ring. Harden and Paul, no ring. Everybody else has at least one. Stockton and Malone, 18 years of great 50-win Utah teams. But ultimately, 2 finals in 18 years together and no championships.
Yep.
That's pretty damning. I mean, obviously, it was an uber competitive era, but 2 Hall of Fame players on the same team for 18 years couldn't get it done. Only made the finals twice in 18 years.
It was a loaded West. So
it was a loaded West.
We're talking about a West dominated by the Lakers during that period. Phoenix Suns, that were a really good team.
Seattle.
Houston. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good West.
Yeah.
Portland.
Yep.
Those dominant teams. But 2 Hall of Famers.
You expect more, right?
2 Dream Teamers.
Yeah, you're expecting more.
A 2-time MVP.
Yep.
All-time assists and steals leader.
Yep.
And 2 finals. No chips. Let's put him in the maybe.
Whoa, really?
Let's put him in the maybe.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Holy shit,
I did not see that. I did not see that.
What, you wanted them out?
No, I thought they were in. I thought they were in.
They may be in. But
yeah, but I thought they were like a first team Hall of Fame ballot in. No.
Oh, look. Yeah, I wouldn't. They're not. They're definitely not first ballot. They're like a Mitch Richmond Hall of Fame case where he's got to pay his dues on the sideline for a couple of different nominations, and then wait for a week class, and then get in.
And that's fine because clearly you've elevated the waiting for a championship way above everything else, which you said before. So that's fine.
So
I'm
far.
happy with that. Yeah.
So far.
All right. Not bad.
Okay.
Next.
Number 9.
The man, the legend, Larry Bird, and his sidekick, Kevin McHale of the Boston Celtics.
Bird and McHale.
Together.
Boom shakalaka!
Oh, yeah.
Boom shakalaka!
Steady on,
Boom
big fella.
shakalaka!
Steady on.
How many times can I bash this?
All right.
Yeah,
so
man, they're in. But
they played-
give me the
I'll
rundown.
give you the rundown. They played 12 seasons together from 1980 to 1992. 3 times NBA champions.
Oh, yeah.
Individual achievements. Bird, 3 times MVP. McHale, 6 times all defense. Fuck, he was a good defender, wasn't he?
Yeah, man.
Career averages, very complimentary. So the legend, 24.2 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.8 steals per game and a block. McHale at 17.2, 7.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal and 1.5 blocks. Best season together. And this surprised me that McHale actually was pumping up these numbers, but 1985-86.
Yep.
Bird on 26 points per game, 9.8, roughly 10 rebounds, 6.8 assists, roughly 7 assists, 1.8 steals and a block. McHale at 21.3 points per game, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a steal, and 1.5 blocks. I was surprised he was at the nearly 22 points per game, but that's good. Really good.
I've got to go back and find out which year it was, but one year he got up to 26.
Fuck.
He was at 26 and 10. So he could have, McHale, if he wasn't playing within that Celtic system, he could have easily been one of the top 10 players in the league. He could have easily been a 27, 28 and 10, 28 and 12 kind of guy. Easy.
There's not many duos that were at their peak, apart from kind of the modern day ones where both were in the high 20s and the mid to low 20 teams either as average points per game.
Yeah, an amazing duo, very complimentary. They essentially were 2 power forwards. I mean, Bird's listed as a small forward, but I thought he was pretty much a power forward. 2 power forwards, 2 all-defensive team players, 2 number 1 scorers if they needed to be, 2 players, basketball IQ off the charts, 2 players who could pass the ball.
And rebounded, both of them.
So Bird and McHale, the whitest of the white are in.
All right.
Bring it to me, brother.
Next on the list, another repeat offender. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, the Splash Brothers for the Golden State Warriors.
Steph and Klay. Now, I should love Klay because we do have the same name, but his is spelled with a K, which his dad was just getting a little bit too. He must have had too much of the spliff the night before. I want to call
I
my
do love
son
Klay.
Klay.
I love Klay. Clay now
Yeah, I'm
looks
pretty
very
good.
old.
I'm pretty
but
good.
I do love Klay.
He's a good dude. Give it to me. Give me the argument.
All right. So 12 seasons together, 2012 to 2024, 4 times NBA champs. Individual achievements, Curry a 2 times MVP, Thompson 5-time All-Star, Curry the greatest shooter of all time, followed closely by Thompson. Career averages together. Curry, 24.5, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.8 steals. Thompson, 19 points per game, 4-ish rebounds, 2.3 assists, a steal, and half a block. Best season together, 2015-16 when Curry won MVP. Was that his unanimous MVP year?
Yep.
So Curry, crazy. 30 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, nearly 7 assists, 2.1 steals. Thompson in the same year, 22 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 1.5 steals. And I think that was one of Thompson's better defensive years too. I think he was a gun that year, so hence why they did so well. So, where are the Splash Brothers, brother?
Oh,
Oh, that was a heavy sigh, bro. You struggling with something over there, are you?
got some hemorrhoids at the moment. It's playing up. I just moved my cheek and it just rubbed one of them. Thought I had fucking grapes sitting in my cheek for a minute there. No, I just remembered.
Old head hoops, eh? These are the things we struggle as old men.
Tangents. Man, I love Clay, and I've always loved Clay more than I've loved Steph.
What?
Yeah, because I had a real anti-Steph like little thing going on earlier in his career.
The greatest shooter of all time.
But when he started going head to head year after year with LeBron is when I started to become a Curry fan.
Is that because of your LeBron hate?
Yeah. But I've told you, this is the weird thing about fandom is
Came to him late.
but then there was one of those years when Curry had Durant had joined the Warriors, and I just fucking had enough of them winning titles. And I actually wanted LeBron to win one year. I'm not sure which year it was. I'm not sure whether it was the year that he won. It might have been the year that they won. So I've flip-flopped on those guys. But I'm at the point now where it's just like Curry's just undeniable, the impact that he's had on the NBA, and for good or bad.
We're going to have to do the Mount Rushmore one day.
Yeah, of all time. Oh, yeah, 100%. It's coming, bro. Coming.
Yep.
It's part of our brand.
That's going to be it.
We are the rankers.
Yes, we are.
Not the wankers. we're the rankers. Some people might say we're the wankers.
I'm sure they do, and we wear that with a badge of honor.
Yeah, I married one. Consistently thinks I'm a wanker. In fact, told me before she went to work this morning. And will tell me when she gets home. Steph
Clay,
and
did you do the
Clay.
dishes?
I did do the dishes.
So you can't call you a wanker if you did the dishes.
No, my fucking wanker kids didn't do the dishes. Steph and Clay. I would stick in. They're getting a question mark. They're getting a question mark. Is the question mark that one?
He's heating up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The argument's heating up.
Okay, I hear that. All right, next, and home stretch now with 5 on the list left to go. Tim Duncan and Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
Duncan and Parker. Hit me.
Would love to have Ginobili in there, but he's a sixth man, so I've got to have a starter, even though that's not necessarily the criteria, but I think this is a good complementary duo. Anyway, they played together from 2001 to 2016, 15 seasons, 4 times NBA champs. Individual achievements, Duncan 2 times MVP, 50 times All-Star, Parker finals MVP. Career averages while together. Duncan's averages, points-wise, he wasn't a prolific scorer, which is...
But we're talking about a huge sample size here when he had, over the years, when he had tailed off.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, I mean, at his peak years, he was, around the 26 mark?
Probably not that high.
24, 26, around there?
I'd be looking in the 22 to 24.
Yeah.
22, 23. But obviously, his game went beyond the stats.
100%. So career averages while playing together, Duncan at 19.2 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2.5 blocks. Parker at 16 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, nearly 6 assists, a steal, and half a block. Best season together, 06-07, 2006-2007. Duncan at 20 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 3 assists, steal and 2.4 blocks. Parker at 18.6 points per game, nearly 3 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1 steal, and 0.4 blocks per game. You know what I find the strangest stat? And I don't know what year it was, when Parker was leading the league in the number of points scored in the paint at the same time playing with Duncan. It's like, that man could just get to the ring, eh?
He didn't have much of a shot. He was not too bad from around the foul line-ish but he just had that real jitterbug game. He could kind of get where he wanted. He reminded me a lot of Abdul Rauf.
Yeah.
He just, not a...
You wouldn't say he was quick, but he wasn't like blistering pace. But that quickness allowed him to get to his spot and just was able to do it time and time again.
He had a great first step, and he had a good change of pace. And he had that speed, but he just chose to use it where he chose to use it. He didn't use it full pelt all the time.
No, exactly right.
Yeah, points in the paint, eh?
I know. Led the league.
Jesus. I'll put them in.
Okay.
They're in. I'm not going to boom shakalaka them because I'm not
a hard in.
Not a hard in. And the reason why is simply this. When we're talking about the duos here, I'm not seeing a lot of trios. All right. And by that, I mean, apart from really Golden State with Steph KD and Draymond, or Steph KD and Clay, Bird, McHale, Parrish, but he was definitely a step down. Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. Ginobili and Parker were interchangeable here on this duo list.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. The only reason Ginobili wasn't in my duo is because he wasn't the starter.
Yeah, but
he was probably maybe half the season he played more and was more effective.
But was he more important to the Spurs winning than Parker?
I would say yes, but I've heard Coach Pop talk about the importance of Tony as his point guard, as the player to get the ball to Duncan in the right spots. And for that reason alone, except on the eye test, when you watch that dynasty Spurs team play, oh man, the number of games Ginobili turned coming off the bench and just dominating the second unit when he played against them, and then running at the end and hitting those clutch shots. Ginobili was a superstar, man. He was a fucking awesome player. And plus, have you seen the footage of him killing the bat?
No.
Have you seen this?
No.
So he's in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. It's during the game, call a timeout, and this bat is flying around and flies past him. And he out of nowhere goes, bang!
Really?
Kills this bat. You got to bring it up on YouTube.
Jeez. Fucking hell, Ginobili.
I know.
Yeah, I'll stick them in. But personally,
are they boom shakalaka in?
No, they're just boom.
Okay. So that to me says in the bottom of your top 10.
Yeah. I've already as we're talking,
you're ranking them.
No. As we're talking, I'm putting a list of duos that you haven't put on here.
Oh, fuck you!
and they've gone into my list, Duncan and Ginobili.
Fair enough.
By
the way, it is my fucking list.
It is, yeah, and I should just shut the fuck up. But hey, we're here to. Part of this brand is that we don't always agree, and I'm not afraid to voice my disagreement.
Fair enough.
But look, as we've said in previous ranking pods, ranking is not fucking easy to do.
No, so hard.
Like, as a fan, it's not very often that we sit down and research for 2 or 3 hours and come up with these names and then argue them out in our own heads or with another person and then come up with a definitive list that we like of our own. Like, you never, ever do this in your ordinary everyday life. It's only if you're fucking idiots like us.
So try it one time before you criticize, because it's fucking hard, man.
Yeah. So before you get on X and all that other shit and just start trying to troll, we have just made this. We have made this entertainment for you in my spare room on our day off. And give us a fucking break, but come up with your own. But
I do love the trolls, so bring it on.
And yeah, so your Duncan and Parker are in, but you should have done Duncan and Ginobili.
Fine.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Next, your favorite player of all time, LeBron the King James and Dwayne Wade for the Miami Heat.
All right, the Queen of the Court Jester and Dwayne Wade,
the Flash,
James. And Wade.
So after the decision,
boom shakalaka.
Yeah, fair enough. But after the decision and LeBron taking his talents to South Beach and joining Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they played 4 seasons together between 2010 and 2014, but not 8, not 7, not 6, not 5, not 4.
No fireworks?
Not 3, but 2 championships.
2. What happened to that? I thought they got to 3 finals, Moss.
Yeah, well, they did.
Did they? What happened in that one?
Well, they came into the unstoppable force of JJ Barea.
Oh, Jesus. Now, hang on a sec. 5'10" Barea. Don't even tell me he was guarding someone the height of Dwayne Wade.
In the same game that LeBron only scored 8 points. JJ Barea was guarding him for some of that time.
So it wasn't that he was even guarding Dwayne Wade,
No.
who's got 6 inches on him. He
6'9",
was
250 pounds, LeBron James.
Wow. And the defensive juggernaut that Barea is shut down the king, the immovable force, the freight train.
Correct.
The chosen one.
The so-called, the GOAT.
The chosen one.
The chosen one.
Wow.
But
Barea.
Yeah.
But hang on a sec. Didn't Dirk Nowitzki come down with a bad flu in that final series? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is he pulling that out? Yeah, no.
Now, I'm being a fucking troll. But yes.
But what did you say was not true?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
All
that's
truth.
the point. It's fact.
So
It's on the record. You can watch it with your own eyes, people.
the King and Wade absolutely ripped Dirk for being crook and were making fun of him on the sideline. And then they came back to lose that series. And
So, if I'm not wrong, they were up 2-0, weren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, didn't LeBron have an 8-point game in a finals series?
He did, while being guarded by JJ Barea.
Didn't LeBron James average 17 points a game in a finals series?
Yep.
Doesn't sound very goatish to me.
No.
Nah.
I would love to put up the real GOAT's numbers in final series against those. And let's just start there. Just start
Yeah.
there, Blake.
Well, the thing is, there are no losses in one of them, which kind of feels like case closed. But so anyway, let's get back to the task at hand.
Yes, because that's another pod in itself.
Yeah, I could spend a long time doing that.
Not to say we hate LeBron.
James
We respect LeBron.
And Wade. Now, Wade, and I'm just doing this off the top of my head, I believe Wade was third in MVP voting in 2009, the year before LeBron got there. So James and Wade were both top 5 MVP. Both top 5 MVP. So you've got 2 top 5 MVP players in their prime playing together.
I think Bosch might have finished 6th or 7th.
So and Bosch had just come off 24 and 10 for Toronto and an all-star campaign. So you've got 2010. So this is year 7 of their career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got 25-year-old James and sort of 27-year-old Wade, both top 5 MVP talents. Yeah. They've got to be in the top duos. They just have to be. Like all my biases set aside, 2 unbelievable wing players, and them 2 in transition was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were unstoppable. Unstoppable. And it wasn't that season, it was the following season that after his embarrassment in the finals that he committed himself to being a post player and averaged 65% true shooting.
Yeah.
And 60% from 2. So he'd found the blueprint for success there.
Interestingly enough, I think it took a little while, not a lot, but a little while to really figure out how they could maximize each other's talents. They tried to defer to each other a bit too much, I think, in the first year.
I think they started 11 and 19.
Yeah, they didn't.
11 and 18 or 11 and 19 in that first year.
And I think a lot of it was LeBron tends to play a bit past first anyway. And Wade was kind of welcoming him into the team and trying to figure out, who's going to be the man. Until that happened in year 2, I think in year 3, it was really clear. But yeah, there was teething problems. And what pissed me off about them coming together was their expectation was their pure talent alone would be enough. No. It's still a team fucking game, boys. And you had a pretty good team around you. Chris Bosh is no slouch. And then you had Mario Chalmers and all those other boys. And, Haslam and all of that. They weren't shit.
No, they were a good team.
They were a good team regardless.
So
career average while playing together, LeBron at 26.5, Wade at 22.4, LeBron at 7, nearly 8 rebounds, Wade at 5 rebounds, assists, LeBron at nearly 7, Wade at 5, most of them to LeBron. Steals, very close, 1.7, 1.6, and about a 1 block a game for LeBron. No, not even, 0.7 and 0.5 for Wade. And the best season they played together was 2012, 2013, which was a championship year for them. And not dissimilar numbers. So LeBron at 27 with 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1.7 steals and a block. Wade at 21.2, 5 rebounds a game, 5 assists, 1.5 steals.
Now, I've maintained from the very beginning that, and LeBron has always done this throughout his career. He's cherry-picked his teams when he can see the writing on the wall for that particular team that he's with. He will jump, and I believe it's kind of like it's very telegraphed. He knows what he's doing ahead of time. Dwayne Wade had a couple of years of issues with his knees on that team. He'd had a meniscus surgery. I think it was definitely before he came. It was definitely before James came. So before 2010. So he'd had a meniscus surgery. And instead of getting the one where they stitch it back together and let him heal, he's done the easy way out, the quicker recovery where they've just sliced it away. So that's always been a quicker way to get the players back on the court.
But it opens up arthritic problems later on.
And then they deteriorate a lot quicker. So he chose to have that. I think he had it twice where they snipped the meniscus. So by the time he was coming to the end of that time, that 4-year period, I think James could see the writing on the wall with Wade. And,
he most probably saw Kyrie over there doing
eyeing
his thing.
Cleveland. They had Kyrie Irving, who was obviously doing very, very well, young player. And they had the number 1 pick in the draft, which was going to be Andrew Wiggins. And when he first decided to go there, take his talents back to Cleveland,
they didn't need a small forward anymore.
He was talking a lot in the press about, I want to help these young guys. I want to help these young players. I'm not here to, change the team and to do this and that. And he was talking about all of the players on the team except for Andrew Wiggins. And you could just see the writing on the wall. And obviously Andrew Wiggins ended up getting traded to Minnesota for Kevin Love. And that's why James had that big falling out with Riley, because Riley's just like, dude, I've been part of all these championship teams. You're not going to win the title every year.
Yep.
Like, we can take this on the chin and we can rebuild, and we're Miami, for fuck's sake, and I'm Riley and you're James and
I'll
he's
be able
Wade.
to get anyone that I need to get in here.
And we still got Bosch, and he should have just trusted Riley. I mean, it's hard to go against it because he won a title in Cleveland, but yeah.
I don't mind going back to Cleveland for him, but I don't think Cleveland should have been open arms, come back home straight away. He should have had to earn their respect, and I would have made him work. I would have fucking made him earn it before saying, "Yeah, you're welcome back." And I would have gone to Kyrie. I would have said, "This is your team, Kyrie. I know he wants to come back. Are you comfortable with coming back? You make the decision. Are you ready to play with him? Do you want to play with him? Do you think you can win playing with him?"
Where's James and Kyrie on your top duos?
How many championships did they win?
Well, Kyrie won one championship for them.
The shot.
The shot. All right, so James and Wade are in. They've obviously got to be in.
Correct. No doubt. Next on the list, Shaquille the Diesel O'Neal and Kobe Bean Bryant for the LA Lakers.
Yeah.
Played together for 8 seasons, and there's the big fella now with his main man, Kobe Bean.
Shaq and Kobe. Well,
1996 to 2004, 3 times NBA champs. Individual achievements, Shaq and Kobe both have only 1 MVP each. A travesty to the game, if you ask me.
Wow.
Shaq 3 times finals MVP. Oh, you got to love Shaq Diesel in the finals. That was just an unstoppable force every time he made the finals. Unstoppable.
Rick Smits and the Davis boys couldn't stop him. They definitely could not stop him. I think he was 36-12 for that final series. He was at 38-17 against the Nets.
Even Mount Mutombo. Was Theo Ratliff on the team at the time?
Yeah,
they had no chance.
Matt Geiger, Mutombo, and Theo Ratliff. Yeah, they had no fucking hope.
I still love this to this day. Shaq made big, clunky 7-footers rich by giving them jobs in the NBA because every team needed 3.
Yep. Jeff Foster You've collected checks off of Shaq, Ostertag.
Ostertag, Greg Ostertag.
I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of. I mean, Shaq changed the way the game was played. Can I hit them hard enough?
He's on fire! Boom shakalaka! He's on fire! Boom shakalaka!
Yeah, just a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
A no-brainer. You had the most dominant force that we've ever seen in our lifetime and in the middle, and you had the best wing player of his generation, maybe one of the best wing players of all time. At the guard, you had the prototypical big dominant big man and dominant wing.
Mm-hmm.
Both players were two-way players.
Yes. I love my two-way players, bro.
Yeah, both made all defensive teams, and Kobe had a mad run of defensive first teams.
9 in a row?
It was at least 7 in a row, and it might have been in the 9-ish.
It was 12 all up, but yeah.
Yeah, he had a few second and third teamers. But yeah, both two-way players, both dominant. And let's have a look at all the players we've got so far. This might be, apart from Steph and Durant, this is probably the only pairing that is two dominant alphas. Wade and James are probably both alphas, but Wade did cede the alpha title to James.
There was no seeding between Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, and I guess that's my point. Like, all right, look, James and Wade were both alphas, but put them together, and Wade, either through basketball IQ or aging and deterioration of the knees, had ceded that to James. KD and Steph are definitely both alphas, but incredibly complementary alphas who could both play a 1B game, which Steph did. It's probably fair to say that Steph was probably the 1B.
But neither of them demanded to be the alpha.
Yeah, this is definitely the most alpha of alphas, the Shaq and Kobe.
This is putting two pit bulls in the same cage.
But no, this is like dating a chick who's just fucking filthy dirty, would do anything you want. And while it's working, it is fucking unbelievable fireworks, but also can just burn you alive
at any second
and consume you. So very, very, very volatile. I've had a relationship like this in the past. Yeah. While it's good, it's unbelievably good, and when it's not good, it's just fucking soul sucking, destroying.
You could end up in jail.
Yeah.
Or in a ditch somewhere dead.
Yeah, been in a ditch a few times. Don't mind a good ditch.
It's nice and cool.
So Shaq and Kobe to me are just like that, just like crazy, unbelievably fireworks good, but ultimately it burned them both up and burnt the teammates up. And
credit to Phil Jackson, because I don't think there's any coach on this planet who could have managed them as well as he did, as long as he did, because these two are going to blow up at some stage.
Bro,
no matter what.
If you can coach Rodman to 3 championships, you can coach anybody.
Yeah.
But this was a really tough duo to coach. Kobe didn't want to play the triangle style.
No.
At all.
He believed it took away from his game.
Took him a lot of convincing. And to be fair, he never really bought into it, even during that three-peat. He only really bought into the triangle when Jackson came back to coach him for that 2 straight titles with Powell, also on the list. And that triangle was really catered around Shaq. I mean, Shaq loved playing the triangle, especially
because he got the ball all the time.
And especially with Rick Fox. And Shaq's passing really came out. But to be honest, like during their 3 title years, you wouldn't have known that these guys fucking hated each other if you weren't reading the newspaper.
No, not the way they looked on court. There was mad love on the court. They looked after each other. They were very complimentary to each other. And on the court, it looked like they were pushing each other to excel.
And they did look for each other on the court too.
Yeah.
They weren't freezing one or the other out.
And even Shaq, I think, realized that he wasn't going to get the ball necessarily in clutch because he knew he couldn't hit his free throws. So he was very comfortable on opening space for Kobe to do his thing when it came to that very crunch time. But for the first 3 quarters of every single game, he expected to get the ball on every fucking possession.
Yeah. And Kobe knew that. Kobe knew that. And You know, in future episodes when we do our Kobe
Oh, I can't wait for your Kobe deep dive, bro.
when we do our Kobe retrospective, we're going to dive deep into both of these guys and obviously Kobe as an individual. But these guys were as complimentary as they could come on the court. You were talking about complimentary factor being part of this equation here, and Shaq and Kobe were just unbelievable together.
Yeah.
Just amazing. So they're a no-brainer.
No-brainer. Boom shakalaka, there he is.
Yeah, they could be top three.
Okay.
We'll just have a look.
All right. Next on the list, another Lakers duo. Fuck, the Lakers had some great players along the way. The Magic Man, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of the LA Lakers. 10 seasons they played together.
Yeah.
79 to 89. 5 times NBA champs. Individual achievements, Magic 3 times MVP, 3 times finals MVP. Kareem 6 times MVP and the second all-time leading scorer. Career averages while playing together. Magic at 18.5, 7.5 rebounds, 11 assists per game. Can I just say, I saw a fuckwit on Twitter/X.
No.
Yeah, I know.
There was a fuckwit
There
on
was
Twitter.
a total fuckwit
Wow.
who said Magic Johnson's game is so basic, he would barely average 5 assists a game in the current NBA. I was on the toilet reading this and I got so angry I had to actually put the phone down and craft in my mind my response. But what the fuck? The Magic Man today would average 15 assists a game at a minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. In the pace and space era, he was basically a one-man fast break. A lot of those assists weren't, you know, he created that. That was the odd thing about the Showtime Lakers is that they weren't actually Showtime. I mean, they were fucking built with Kareem on the court, and he was, although agile for his age,
he wasn't the gazelle running up and down the court.
Yeah, from 79 to 89, he was in the back 10 years of his
Correct.
career. So he wasn't a young guy. He was that was his 30 to 40 years. And I mean, you had Worthy, he was a real good runner, and you had Byron Scott. But essentially, and obviously Michael Cooper, but these guys, that transition game was built around Magic. He created that whole fucking...
Dude, he'd grab the fucking rebound and start the fast break.
Yeah.
He was the first player to do that.
Yeah. And you could see the results when people like Barkley did that. When you got a guy who's a dominant rebounder, it's fair to say Magic was a dominant rebounder. I mean, the guy scored 15 fucking rebounds in a finals series playing at center.
Yes.
So he was a dominant rebounder. When you've got a guy who can just go in and take a contested board and then lead the fast break, and you're the best passer in NBA history at the point of attack. Look, comments like that are the exact reason why the internet is fucked. And
it gives a voice to those that are ignorant, and it gives it too easy for them to voice opinions that really are not based in fact, don't have anything that can actually satisfactorily give you an outcome that makes sense.
You know, one of the first comments that this pod ever got on YouTube after one of our first ones, might have been after our first, maybe after our second, was something along the lines of, and this is what happens when people have the internet, or this is what happens when people have a voice on the internet. It was something like that. It was some like real stab in the dark, like, you know, some real keyboard warrior shit, or this is what happened. And it's like, it's okay to disagree. Like, we've just spoken for an hour on a particular topic, and you just throw this broad blanket, well, this is what happens when you give a microphone to somebody. Okay, well, which part did you disagree with? And let's have a chat about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But just this blanket statement, these fucking guys don't know what they're talking about. That may very well be the case. Right? But we're just two dudes talking, as we've always said through this whole fucking thing. We're just a couple of boys from Akron, Ohio.
But we put our opinions out there. That's fine. But our opinions are based on fact and statistics that back that up, and the eye test.
Yeah.
I will never say anything. And if I don't know, you know me, I'll say, I'm not so sure about that. We'll need to fact check and check that. But I'm very happy to put my opinion out there because A, it's not just, I've read something, I've read an article. No. I've either seen the game, I've read the statistics, or I've formulated through an understanding of what a player's been able to do for the period of time that they've been doing it. What I don't like is the fuckers who get on and watch 15 seconds of a highlight and go, LeBron James is the best player ever because he was able to dunk on that guy. Fuck me dead. Have you ever played the game? Do you understand what it takes to play the game in that way and to affect winning when playing the game through players that can do a million other things apart from just score or dunk? Then I appreciate what you got to say. But if you're just going to watch a fucking highlight reel and go, oh, yeah, he's the greatest player ever, then fuckwit, sit down. I don't want to talk to you.
So Magic was going to average 5 assists a game.
5 assists.
Wow.
5 assists.
So Magic and Kareem are, of course,
Boom shakalaka!
they're in, like Flynn. Anybody who doesn't have Magic and Kareem in their top 3 or 4 duos of all time has got fucking rocks in their head. I don't understand.
They weren't watching basketball.
No, and yeah, I mean, I've seen enough of these guys to quite comfortably put them in the top 5 easily, and we'll get to that. But Kareem was still dominant. Kareem was still absolutely dominant.
Let me give you the numbers. So whilst they were playing together, I don't think this is a 10-year span, Magic at 18.5, 7.5 rebounds, 11 assists, nearly 2 steals and half a block. Kareem, 20, 8.6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 1.5 blocks when he was on his decline.
Yeah, and he averaged 10 points a game in his last season, and I think maybe 15 the year before. So for a good 7 or 8 year stretch, he would have been at around the
24.
Yeah, so 22, 23, and 10. And the most unstoppable shot in basketball history.
Still.
Yeah, nobody's come anywhere close to having that shot.
Why has no one tried to develop that same skyhook?
Ah, man, have you ever tried a skyhook?
It's fucking hard.
I've tried a hook, like a Magic baby hook.
I have won a 3-pointer down in Malaga with a skyhook 3-pointer that I just
For real?
For real.
Fuck. No, nobody's come close to the skyhook. I don't even know what the next most unstoppable shot would be after that. Maybe MJ's turnaround.
MJ's turnaround, maybe Dirk's 1-footer.
Yeah, you couldn't block that. Yeah. Another pot idea.
Yes. Yes. I like how these are just flowing.
I mean, but Magic and Kareem, easy in.
All right. Last on the list, and could not leave them off no matter what anyone would say. Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Scottie Pippen of the Chicago Bulls.
You know, while we were going through this, I literally almost forgot about those two. I was just like, oh, this is coming toward the end here. Yeah, shit.
Shall I even go through?
We have to.
We have to everyone else. All right. So they played 11 seasons together between 1987 when Scottie Pippen was drafted to the Bulls till 1998 when the last dance and the team broke up. And Jordan's second retirement. Individual achievements. Jordan, 6 times MVP, 6 times finals MVP, 10 times scoring titles. Pippen, 7 All-NBA, 10 All-Defensive First Team. Career averages together, very complimentary. So Jordan at 28 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block or close to a block. Pippen at 16 points per game, 6.4 rebounds, 5.3 assists per game, 2 steals, and nearly a block. Apart from the scoring, it's very, very complimentary. They did the same shit on both ends of the floor. Best season together. Jordan's numbers, you forget Jordan's numbers, right? They are fucking ridiculous. So 95-96 when they ended up playing Seattle that year in the finals. 95.
Oh, that was their first title. Yep, Seattle. Yeah.
30 points per game for Jordan, 6.6 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 2.2 steals, and 0.7 blocks. Pippen at nearly 20 at 19.4, 6.4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and nearly a block. NBA champions and the team to win the most games and win a championship at 72 wins and 10 losses.
Yep. I'm going to say
He's on fire! Boom shakalaka!
definitely in. How high they go, we'll find out. We'll find out. But the interesting thing about MJ and Scottie under no circumstances ever in his career was a number 1 option. Never.
No.
For the season and a half that Jordan went to play baseball, yes, he was. And the team did pretty well. They won, I think, 50-odd games that first year he was out, and he won the MVP of the All-Star game that year.
Until Pippen decided not to come on at the end of the game. Let Kukoc take that shot.
Well, to be fair, right, if you were a coach and you need a game-winning shot, what is Scottie Pippen's bag? I'm not having a go, but what was Scottie Pippen's offensive bag? What play would you draw up?
Have to be in the post. I wouldn't be wanting to see him popping threes.
I wouldn't trust Pippen in the post, and I wouldn't trust Pippen at the foul line either because he was a bit.
It wasn't a great.
He was a bit shaky.
Shaky at the end of the games.
And he had decent percentages. I think he would have always been in that sort of 70-ish range. But
I would put the ball in Kukoc's hand.
Yeah.
He has won games at the Olympic level, international level, and even before then playing for Chicago.
And he was a great shooter.
Shooter.
And could shoot out to three-point range and further and could pass.
So there you go. He's a double threat at least.
Yeah.
From there.
So I don't blame him. Yeah. But Pippen just there showed that he wasn't a true leader.
No.
So yeah, you've got the most alpha of all time, MJ, and Scotty, who in post-retirement has like really been pushing back hard against MJ, and he's ruining his legacy in the fucking meantime.
Yeah, so I saw all that come out, and he's kind of gone back the other way a little bit now with some of the other.
He needs to reverse all the way fucking back the other way because he just made himself sound like a fucking idiot and an ingrate. And yeah, a lot of people will pop up and say, MJ doesn't win any titles without Scotty. Of course he doesn't, right?
I think what he was really pissed off about Pippen was he didn't appreciate Michael's son dating his ex-wife. And,
yeah.
Yeah, that would have most probably hurt the most, I think.
Which is weird, man, because with how deep Scotty's voice is, you'd think he was carrying around a fucking baseball bat. Hey, like, what's her name? Was that Pippen's?
Larissa Pippen, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
gosh, she's gone through a lot of NBA players, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you've heard of Wizard's Sleeve, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so she probably
don't go there.
Mus's kids, if you're watching.
Uncle Clay was joking and never asked me what he said.
I was merely referring to how loose a wizard's sleeve is because it's got to hide a lot of magic tricks up there. And throwing sausages down a hallway is generally something that is done in certain people's houses.
There are questions a father doesn't want to answer to for a 10-year-old son.
So, yes, moving on. We love you, Larissa.
Don't come after us, Pete.
Yeah, I'm not packing like Jordan's kid. I can guarantee you that. They're in.
They're in. All right, they're in. All right, so that's the 15.
Yep, I've got 9, and I've got 4 question marks. So let's get my 10th. So my 10th is between Russ and KD, Giannis and Middleton, Malone and Stockton, Steph and Clay. Fuck. Oh, Malone and Stockton have got the longevity and the numbers and the accolades, but no success whatsoever.
Wow. No team success.
Yeah.
They've won shit.
They've won divisions.
Yeah, you got to give them something.
They've won 2 conference finals.
You've got to give them something. I'm not saying that means they're guaranteed they're in, but you've got to recognize that they were an elite team for a very long time.
All right.
In a very low West.
Russ and KD for me are out.
Okay.
They're out.
I thought they were going to be out straight away. All
right. Harden, they're out already. So, right. So then it comes down to Malone, Stockton, Stephen Clay.
Giannis and Middleton, I think.
Yeah. Oh, bro. I kind of want to reward Steph and Clay for their championships, but 2 of those chips are while Durant's there.
Yep.
And
so that waters down what they did as the 2 of them, just the 2 chips.
It does.
But they're still 2 chips.
They're
is fucking hard to win.
They are. I think Giannis and Middleton are out. I think it's Malone and Stockton. Going to have to give it to Malone and Stockton as much as I don't want to.
You tried so hard not to get them.
I know. I really didn't want to because I'm not a fan of either one of those guys. But we'll live with that.
All right. Now, rank them.
All right.
And we've gone through the stats. We've gone through the arguments. They're in. Now the question is, what order?
So, 10. All right. 10, Malone and Stockton.
All right.
Easy. All right. I don't deny their great stats, their great longevity, and their great chemistry together, but they couldn't win.
Yep. We value winning over a lot.
Yeah, over a lot of different things.
That's why people love Russell over Wilt.
Exactly right. Oh, man.
Now it gets hard. Because I think every other duo wins championships, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, bro.
Is it? Every other duo has a championship at least?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it gets hard.
I'm going to go Jokic and Murray
Yeah, I thought that.
next.
And I would like to see how this changes at the end of their careers.
Yeah.
Because if Jokic becomes a 4 or 5 times MVP and they get another chip, and Murray gets a couple of All-Stars,
Well, listen, bro. I don't mean to tangent this shit, but I'm going to tangent for a sec. How the fuck is Jokic going to get another championship in the same conference as OKC
San Antonio.
and San Antonio?
It's going to have to be this year or next year.
Because just before recording, we were having a look at a game and we were looking at the standings in my kitchen. And I'd said to you, San Antonio's now leapfrogged Houston on the standings. Not only had they leapfrogged Houston, they'd also leapfrogged fucking Denver.
To number 2.
So San Antonio are second in the West.
And Wemby's on restricted minutes.
And they went like fucking 9-3 or 10-3 without him.
Yeah.
And Castle, after his Rookie of the Year, where I thought he won Rookie of the Year in a weak rookie class.
Now
he's a star ready to happen.
And I thought it was rocky with Fox integrating into that team. He's actually doing really well.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't see how Jokic is going to win any more championships in that conference. You look at OKC, right? Jalen Williams, I think, is 24.
Yeah,
Chet is 23. Shea is 26.
Yeah.
And they've got
How many draft picks have they got coming in the next 10 years?
Well, they've got the Clippers one this year, which is looking like a top 5 pick, top 6 pick. They've got a Clippers swap the following season.
Paul fucking George has a lot to fucking answer for you.
Man, no, he's sitting there like Scrooge McDuck, swimming in his millions. In his tens of millions.
Might become on the same par as Jerry West as a GM.
Yeah. Casey Wallace, AJ Mitchell, like their team is fucking stacked, man.
And even if they get these players and they can't fit them in, they are going to be tradable assets for fucking superstars down the line. It's nuts what they're going to be able to do.
If they wanted to, they've got the best package right now to not disturb their core and land Giannis.
So...
Not that they would, and not that I'm telling them to do so.
Yeah. So I hope they don't. I hope they don't pull the trigger just for the sake of pulling the trigger, just because they have a bit of a down mid-season or something and panic. I hope they run the course with this core because A, they look like they love playing together. B, there's complementary pieces all over the fucking floor. They've got a defense that suffocates teams. And they've got probably the most efficient scorer in the league right now, who's not selfish. There's too many things that are positive to go, there's any chance to meddle with this. Let them run.
And their top 3...
And their coach. Yeah. Their coach is a young, smart, articulate dude, and he's got these guys playing the way he wants them to play.
And their top 3 young guys are all under contract for 5 years. So they're not going anywhere.
Have they got salary cap pressure? Where are they in
not
the
yet, not yet.
So that'll come in year 3.
But when they do have, like, Hartenstein is going to be the guy I think that might.
But he's the one you could let go.
However,
I do like what he does for them, though.
Yeah, they're a different defense when he's playing. Interestingly enough, I think Lou Dort might be their most expendable guy because Casey Wallace is ready to step right in there.
Yeah, and they're interchangeable pretty much.
I think Casey Wallace might actually be better. I mean, Dort's a bit more stout. But we've taken away from Jokic and Murray. What I'm saying is I'm not sure how much higher his legacy can go because he can win more MVPs, but I don't think he's going to win a title in the West.
I don't want to say definite no, just because they both up their game in the playoffs and anything can happen in the playoffs. Can they win in a Game 7 series against OKC in a conference final?
It's probably going to be this year. Yeah, I think if it's going to be any year to upset them, and before Wemby's team really hits its peak, probably going to be this year. So Jokic, no pressure, man, but you've got to get it done this year.
And if he gets it done, and he is an MVP
and
season,
he's a two-time champ, two-time Finals MVP, and
Four
a
times
4 or
MVP.
5 MVP, man.
that's that resume. Oh, don't tell me he's not very close to being on Mount Rushmore.
Well, my man Bill Simmons has said if he gets another championship / MVP, he is then on the Bird Magic level.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is a massive call. But hey, when Bill says something, I listen.
And then he doesn't say stupid shit, to tell you the truth.
And if he's putting somebody on Bird, and Bird is his favorite all-time player, he reckons, I mean, it's hard to argue, really.
Yeah.
As a basketball community, though, we have like this, we're a little bit delayed when it comes to greatness. We don't recognize it truly as it's happening.
I know, because it's easier to see in retrospect.
Yeah.
It's very hard to, hey, you appreciate what's happening, but it's very hard to put him where you think you put him while it's happening.
Yeah. So I know that Jokic is great, and I've already copped some shit online for saying I'd take Shaq over Jokic, and Jokic doesn't play defense, guys. He doesn't play fucking defense. I don't want to hear this advanced stats argument. He's an elite rebounder. He's an elite defensive rebounding finisher of plays. He's a smart defender, and he's got IQ through the roof, knows where to be, and is a system defender.
He doesn't protect the rim, and he doesn't block.
I watched
He doesn't deter drive to the rim.
I've watched him get blown by on that perimeter, and he can't stop anybody on the interior either. But that's fine because he does everything else, and he's the hub of one of the best offenses in history. But
has he got the greatest offensive bag that you've seen for a big man or any man 6'10" or over?
Yeah, is
he a better shooter than Dirk?
No, off the top of my head, if I'm playing against those two players, I'm taking Dirk as a shooter. What the stats say, I'm not sure, but I'm talking about my eye test and what I feel as a viewer when I'm watching these guys play.
I feel like if the game was on the line and you needed a 3, I feel more confident with Dirk, but I can't tell you exactly why.
Yeah, his game seemed to have a little bit more pop and verve. Jokic just seems a bit more sort of lumbering, but his touch is crazy good. It's a tough one. Yeah, white man comparison.
All right, so they're 9.
Yeah, they're 9. Oh, Parker and Duncan are going to go 8. If it were Duncan and Ginobili,
you put them higher.
They'd still be 8. I mean, this is the best of the best we're talking about here. This is the best of the best.
The greatest duos of all time.
Yeah.
NBA Jam, greatest duo.
And they really are the greatest. The greatest. I mean, then I'll talk about these guys in a second. I'm going to go Kobe and Powell at number 7. Great complementary players, but this list is just too strong.
Mm-hmm.
Powell maybe doesn't compare to the other guys on this list.
Oh, so you've got... I'm expecting Bird and McHale now.
It pains me.
Yeah, I think that's where they've got to be, right?
Pains me, man. Yeah, all right, let's put Bird and McHale in. And look, man.
And it's only because the list is so strong.
Yeah, and you're talking about 86 being their peak year together statistically. That's also the year they won the title. That's also the year
lost one game at home.
That they went 40-1 at home. That's also the year that Bird won his 3rd MVP in a row. That's just an insane pairing, an insane team, an insane season, oftentimes referred to as the best team of all time.
Yep.
That 86 team. But unfortunately on this list of talents, they are number 6. Ugh. Right.
Number 5. Your top 5. Bring it home, big fella.
Jesus, man. Jesus. I'm going to go. Oh, man.
I'm thinking LeBron and Wade.
I know you're thinking that. And obviously,
if it was my list, that's where I'd put them. But it's your list, bro.
I'm going to go LeBron and Wade as well. And honestly, man, I'd like to think that I'm a big enough person I can
No, you're not.
view this. No, I'm only 5'6". I'm not a big person at all. I'm very small. I'm very little. and I hold grudges.
Yes, you do.
So, yeah, I've got them number 5 purely for that first finals series.
You got to hold that against them.
You have to. You have to.
If we're saying the standard is MJ 6-0, then yes, your losses count.
Yeah.
And they count bad for you when they're that bad.
And James shut down. He just emotionally shut down in that series.
Mentally weak.
They were front runners. Like, while they were playing well, they were all mouth and fucking talking smack, and then they got their ass handed to them by a more. And to be fair, they don't get as much credit as they should, Dallas. They were a fucking good team that year.
A good team, and they were hungry, and they had resilience and never say die attitude. And Dirk was at the peak of his powers, and he had Jason Kidd, who was on the out, as he's an old guy, but still.
Defensive Player of the Year, Tyson Chandler, and they had Marion and Jason Terry. Like that.
Matrix.
They're a good team, man.
Jets.
They're a good team. And they were just too wily, too veteran, and too well coached. Carlisle just fucking.
Mad respect for Carlisle.
Yeah, man. Like and the other reason is not just that finals, but also Wade was clearly declining through the course of their 4 years together. So
it was funny because it was year 1, yep, year 2, little bit, year 3, and then by year 4, that's when he missed all those games with his knee. He was never the same player after that.
Yeah,
those knees, it's fucking always knees. Knees, once they start going.
Friend of the pod, the fourth wall is down, and the viewers are now in my life. Friend of the pod, Smitty, has just texted me saying we need to do the Matrix films again. Yes. Most probably under the influence of magical mushrooms. Righto. So, yep, James and Wade, number 5, which is a big slight for 95% of the internet, but pretty good result in my view.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Steph and KD.
Yeah, that's going to piss off the internet, putting them above LeBron and Wade.
Yeah, but they deserve to be ahead because these were two guys who were injury-free, completely at their peak.
Until the end.
Yes, yeah, sorry about with the Achilles. But LeBron and Wade never had that same level, and I've said it a million times, and I said to you that we've always got a word on each pod that kind of becomes our pet keyword of the pod. Inevitability, yeah, most probably is yours. Yeah, they were most probably inevitable. Steph and KD really, in that 3-year period, were just like the fucking Terminator. That were the
quote from a great film, Mr. Anderson, it's inevitability.
Yeah, I mean, they were like Darth Vader. I mean, and they were both at their peak, and Steph was just willing to hand the ball to KD and let him cook, but still average 25 a game himself. That was the first time in KD's career he was under single coverage. Like, you could not.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The most underrated thing about that team is that between Steph, KD, and Klay Thompson, but you couldn't double team anybody.
So the thing is, Steph is actually, it's impossible to double team him because the way he moves around the court.
Yeah.
The motherfucker never stands still. And they set up, he runs off 3 or 4 off-ball screens on every single play. How do you double team that? You can't. Now, KD a little bit different. But KD's wild enough to get to the elbow, and all he needs to do is elevate, man. Who's blocking that?
Yeah.
So they're complementary with each other because they don't run to the same spots on the floor, and then B, because Steph's always moving, there's no way his coverage can come and guard KD. So the only time you can double team them is if off Draymond's man. That's the only, because Clay's going to drag the other guy to the other corner. It's only where Draymond's standing. But if Draymond's standing in the corner, which he tends to do, how do you go double team any of them?
But oftentimes as well, Draymond was initiating the pick and roll game.
Yeah.
So you can't
double team.
Yeah. you can't lose his man. So yeah.
And you know what? And Draymond punished you. This is the one thing people forget. They think, oh, Draymond didn't play any offense. If off that, handoff or that double screen, if you gave a space to Draymond, he'd do that running thing and go dunk the ball. So you had to guard him too.
In the early days of their team, yeah, he wasn't the liability that he is now. But yeah, Steph and KD, It's just 250, 40, 90 players. Two players who'd always operated under double teams were now operating under single coverage at all times. It's no wonder they just fucking stomped on the league.
Wonder how much coaching Steve Kerr actually did, or just sat back and watched them play.
And yeah, unfortunately, KD goes down with the Achilles, and then Clay goes down with the knee.
Yeah, he does ACL.
The very next game.
Yeah, that's right. It felt like the basketball god saying, "You've had your fun, boys.
Yeah.
You're not going on.
Yeah.
You're not. It's too good what you've got. We've got to break this up."
Yeah, but geez, obviously, if KD didn't go down with the Achilles, you're probably looking at a three-peat there.
Mm.
And then does he re-sign? I mean, who knows? But they go my number 4. And we got the top 3. At 3, I'm going Magic and Kareem. I think this was, for me, a pretty easy decision of the 3 duos remaining.
Yep.
Still one of the top 3 duos of all time, man.
So, and don't get me wrong, love Magic, love Kareem, but I think the real decision now is between 1 and 2. So, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant for the LA Lakers, or Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen from the Chicago Bulls. Resumes are loaded. Individual accolades are loaded. They won multiple championships. Obviously, the Bulls double the amount of the other 2. Who do you rank at number 2, my friend?
Now, listen, man. While we've been filming this, I've been flipping and flopping the whole time. Like, I knew these guys were going to be 1-2. Shaq is probably my favorite player of all time to watch. Like, I love, I'll put MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, his style of play, it just drew you in. It's just magnetic because of just how different it was. Like, unbelievable. He just,
the perfect balance between raw power and finesse around the basket.
he was just like watching a natural disaster right there in front of you on the court. Like, he wasn't a player. He was just like a force. He had energy surrounding him
like
in
a
his
tsunami,
game. And just unbelievable. And Kobe was just a force of will like we haven't seen since MJ or since those two guys.
The Black Mamba.
The weird thing about these two is you've got MJ on a class of his own, on a tier of his own, not a class, that's the wrong word, a tier of his own, and then you've got Shaq and Kobe probably on identical tier just below MJ. And then you've got Scottie like way down in my
a couple of tiers.
Like
down,
if we're talking about like top 75 players of all time, Scottie is well and truly in that.
The bottom tier of the top 75. Yeah.
Whereas these 3 are in the top 10.
Yep. So
that's where it becomes difficult.
Okay.
Right?
So
because you've got 2 guys who are much higher than Scottie, or you've got MJ, who is the best player of all time, and Scottie, who's a top 75. Now, these 2 guys have also won a lot more. So MJ and Scottie have won more, 6 championships. And I'm thinking,
6-0 too.
Isn't that the whole idea? And Shaq and Kobe, in their 3 championship years, win totals went down significantly every year, and time missed went up, and feuding between the 2 went up. So they were sort of imploding more every year. Oh,
let me ask you this question. If you started a team and you had a choice of either those 2 duos to start a team, who are you choosing? At their peak.
Yeah.
To say the 95-96 Bulls with Jordan and Pippen, and you're picking those 2, or you're picking the 2004, 2002.
Bro, if you're starting a team and you think, I'm going to have these 2 players for the entirety of their career and they're not going to have this fucking head fuck, you'd probably go Shaq and Kobe, wouldn't you? Because they only got 3 chips, but we all agree that they probably, if they had their heads together, would have won that one against Detroit.
That's 4. And if they don't implode and they figure it out and continue to play together, say Kobe plays his whole career for the Lakers, so does Shaq.
Yeah.
Do they get 7? There's my question for you. Do
But
they get 7?
But as an NBA owner of a new franchise,
Yeah.
do you not want the entirety of Michael Jordan's career being played in your gym?
So here's the other question. Jordan doesn't retire, and you've got Jordan the whole time.
Oh, according to you, though, Houston take a couple of titles off him.
Let me say that again. I do believe the Bulls would have had troubles with Houston during that period, and I do believe Houston gets 1.
Houston do go 12-9 against the Bulls during MJ's run there. Bro, I'm going MJ and Scotty.
At what?
At number 1.
At number 1?
Number 1. I mean, This is probably as 1A and 1B as it gets for me, and this is very hard because I do have that newfound love for Kobe and Shaq. I've always had that love. But But Jordan is the greatest player of all time by such a big margin. I think any duo has to include the GOAT. Has to. And they're unimpeachable in the playoffs. And I just think you can surround these guys with anybody and MJ is going to figure out a way to win. And Scotty was a very good complementary player to Jordan and filled in the gaps just beautifully around him. Shaq and Kobe were much more sort of Hollywood,
played in LA,
sort of style and force, and I think had more kind of aura and enigma about them. But and look, inside outside game, just dominant. I know that I have to choose. See, that's the problem. If I didn't have to choose, I'd be saying, hey, man, these guys are on like the top tier by themselves. But the internet being the internet and this pod being what it is, we owe it to have a go. And I'm just leaning toward the GOAT and winning.
So really, in the famous words of the greatest game of all time, NBA Jam, I have one word for you. Boom shakalaka. Fuck, I didn't see that coming, bro.
Boom shakalaka.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, well,
I would have, hand on heart, I would have said Shaq and Kobe. You would have gone there. And I understand your reasoning. I disagree.
All right. So my top 10, are there any that you egregiously disagree with?
Nah. So I think everything, it's apart from 1 and 2. So 10, Malone and Stockton. Yeah. 9, Jokic and Murray. Makes sense. 8, Duncan and Parker. 7, Kobe and Gasol. 6, Bird and McHale. 5, LeBron and Wade. 4, Steph and KD. I think the next 3, yes, Magic and Kareem. I must probably go Shaq and Kobe over Michael and Pippen because when I come back to the tier argument, Michael, Shaq, Kobe, Pip down here.
Yeah.
Except I negate that then by saying Pippen and Jordan, Pippen's more complimentary to Jordan than Shaq and Kobe are complimentary to each other, notwithstanding they coexisted and did extremely fucking well. So, in conclusion, my friend, I don't think you can go wrong picking 1 or 2 for
I thought you were going to say, in conclusion, you're fucking wrong.
No.
So can I just quickly say, because I'm going to be the voice of the internet out there.
This is you being a troll and a prick.
This is me.
I picked the top 15. I made you pick a top 10, and now you're going to throw me a fucking list of players that I'd include in my top 15.
This is me, the internet lurker, watching our video and going, but what about... So just a few names, just going to throw a few names out.
Bring it on. I'm going to throw them out.
Right. The old heads are going to say Elgin Baylor and Jerry West.
Yeah, too old.
They didn't win a title together.
No. And don't get me wrong, I love Jerry. You know I love Jerry.
Baylor was a little bit older at the time. And
no championships.
An 0-8, I think, together in the finals. Hakeem and Clyde. Now, explain to people why you haven't included your favourite player and your second favourite player.
All right. So this was tough, but the criteria was they needed to have played 3 seasons together. Clyde and Hakeem only played 2.5 because the trade in 1995 happened mid-season.
Yeah.
Even though they won a championship, and I think one of the first playing duo in the playoffs to score, both of them to score 40 points in a game. And that 95 playoff run is ridiculous. And
they played really well together too.
They so complimentary, it's not fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's actually a shame they didn't play together earlier.
I probably would have put them ahead of Malone and Stockton.
Oh, I would have put them off. Oh, Yeah. Now that I look at the list, okay, fine.
See, you come like storming in, and I've done this as well. You come storming in at 100 miles an hour. No, I would have put him ahead. Oh, yeah, no.
And then you start looking.
Probably not.
But that one hurts me because I would love to have had them in there.
All right, so Baylor and West, Hakeem and Clyde. What about Oscar Robertson and Lou Alcindor? Played 4 seasons together and won a chip in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But Oscar was at the very, very tail end of his career.
He was old man by then.
And wasn't quite putting up those numbers.
He wasn't the big O where he got the reputation as the big O at that point. But Lou was on his way up.
Yeah.
But he wasn't Kareem yet.
So not in there. You think more of Stockton and Malone.
Yeah. But I do.
Fair enough. And we've spoken about Duncan and Ginobili.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go into that any further.
We need to do trios actually at some point.
LeBron James and Kyrie Irving.
On Kyrie alone, there's an argument, but no.
Right, so they're out. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett.
Ooh, I do like it. They only got 1 chip together though.
They did.
Yeah.
And they were both past their prime.
They were old.
Past their prime. I just threw that in as a
You
Celtics
just wanted
guy.
a nod.
Dirk and Nash.
I actually like Dirk and Kid better.
Do you?
Yeah.
You like Dirk and 38-year-old kid?
Yeah. I think that works better than Dirk and Nash.
I mean, Dirk and Nash never won anything substantial, but I think they were way before their time.
They were way before their time, but defensively they were so shit.
Yeah, but, team built around them. Can you imagine Dirk and Nash today?
It would be a different proposition.
In a
It really
team
would.
today,
They
Dirk
had a couple
and
of role
Nash.
players playing defense. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Dirk and Nash. And who was the center that they had when they had Kid?
Chandler.
That would have been a very interesting team.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it.
Oh, you didn't have much to throw at me.
No, they're my why the fuck didn't you include those guys?
I don't think they get in there over the top of to make the 15.
No, you've done very well, man. I've been surprised at how well you've done. I wasn't expecting a lot out of you. So
I like to come in with low expectations, but exceed the bar.
yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Yeah.
Plus, I got to get your fucking brain juices going since the shit you put me through.
Yes.
Next, coming soon, when I put you through your either ors, I'm going to make you squirm, motherfucker.
Yeah. I do like to squirm. We've already spoken about my hemorrhoids today. All right. That was a good one, man.
That was really good.
That was a good one. All right. As always, like and subscribe on YouTube. Doing very, very well. We're inching toward 400 subscribers. Be the 400th. My next door neighbor who saw me today said he's going to be a subscriber from here on in. He's going to jump on. And I said, make sure you don't have your kids around when you're watching this.
Has he got young kids too, has he?
Yeah. And I said, it's a little bit explicit.
Yes,
yeah.
we drop the F-bomb regularly.
Yeah. Fuck it. So, yeah, thanks for viewing again. Thanks for listening. Rate and review. Like and subscribe. And Musti, until the next recording.
Adios, amigos.
Boom shakalaka!
Yes.
He's on fire! He's heating up! Get that out of here!
Love it.